Well, hello everybody. It's Dr. Carmen Bryant, and this is Car Chronicles, but I'm not sitting in the car. I'm just pre-recording for you guys so you have something for the week to listen to. Are you guys ready? Well, let's do this. Let's talk about the guilt and the shame associated with being with a narcissist. Some of you guys got into the situationship against the advice of friends and family. People told you that this person is not right for you. This person is dangerous. This person is not treating you right. And, something that I used to tell adults, or I used to tell parents, and something that we did ourselves. The more our parents told us not to do it, the more curious we were as to why you're telling me not to do it, or to try to prove a point that what you're saying is not true. I love him. I love her. And you're trying to prove a point, and so you end up going head first into the situationship. And when people try to talk you out of it, it's the more you try to make sure that it works. You're trying to make sure it works. But on the inside, you made a mistake. Most people know when they start getting into the situationship, they may be in denial because they're embarrassed about the fact that it's not working and that you're right. And sometimes that's pride as well. But on the inside, they know I've made a horrible mistake. Just to tell you a little bit of my business, the night I got married, I knew I had made the worst mistake in my entire life. I even said it in my head. I said, I have made the worst mistake in my entire life. And then the question became is, why did you do it? Why didn't you get the marriage annulled, whatever? Because when you're not healed on the inside, you're desperate and you are hoping that you might be able to change the situation. I knew all along I had made a horrible mistake. And some of you were the same way. The embarrassment and the shame is that now you got to prove to everybody that this is not a mistake and I can make this work. And throughout the situationship, in your heart, but you try to turn off the sound of your heart. You try to turn off the sound in your head that's telling you you made a mistake. Because now you're already too far into it. You may have kids. I've been with this person for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. I know I made a mistake. I know this is not working. And then some people actually said, I know the person doesn't love me. You're with the person, but and you say it, I know that this person doesn't love me. And then the argument, when you're in the midst of the denial, the argument becomes, but why am I still here? They don't care about me. They don't love me. And some of you that are dating are asking the question. They don't care about me. They don't care anything about me. They don't care. They don't call me. They don't invest time in me. You know this, but you're working so hard to try to change their mind. You're trying to prove your worth to a person that doesn't even have worth for their own. They don't even care about their own self. So you're trying to prove your worth. And a lot of times it's not even your worth you're trying to prove to them. You're trying to prove your worth to maybe a mother or a father that rejected you. And this person is a constant reminder. And some of you even said that this person reminds me of my mother or my father that rejected me. And you guys are in constant denial that this time it's going to work. This time I'm going to make it work. I can make this work. I can make this work. And it's not going to work. A narcissist is a narcissist. But some of you beat yourself up. You get out of the situationship. You're in your process of recovery. But the person that you can't forgive is you. You can't forgive yourself. Well, you're trying to forgive the person that has hurt you. And to forgive someone does not mean that you have to be back in a relationship with them. Doesn't mean that you have to communicate with them. Doesn't mean you have to be around them. Sometimes you have to love a person from a distance. But you have to love yourself enough to let go. Now, some of you are saying, but I can't let go. I have children. Where there's a will, there's a way. They do have domestic violence advocacy. They do have shelters that put you number one on the top of the list for housing. But you have to make up your mind. Everything that happens in life, you have to make up your mind to do it. And you have to lock in that this time I'm going to do it. Because if you're not locked in, you're going to keep going back. And every time you go back, the worse the abuse gets. Because the more you come back, the less they value you. They know that you're going to come back. It's just a matter of time. How much energy do I want to invest in pulling this person back into my little world? And they know this because you have no worth. And the very thing that you're thinking, they don't care about me. They don't love me. When they start love bombing you, all that changes. Then you start changing your language. And I hear it all the time. I know he or she loves me. I know they care about me. And then you make excuses on top of that. But they've had a hard time. They've been abused. They don't trust men. They don't trust women. Their parents have done this. Their mother has done this. So I understand. So I'm just trying to teach her. I'm just trying to teach him to communicate. I'm just trying to show. And if I go over there, if they don't care. They don't care. I did a video. They don't care. He don't care, sis. And I was talking to the ladies. But listen, when you come out of it, you'll look back thinking to yourself, why did I stay so long? And some of you are so hurt because you've stayed so long that you're beating yourself up. I've lost my youth. I've lost my body. I lost my beauty. You know, I spent all these years wasting my time with a person that cares nothing about me. I've spent all this time with a person, had children by them. You know, I lost my career over them. I lost my savings. I've lost my 401k. I've did all this for this person, to show this person that I love them. And I walked out of this situationship with nothing. I have no retirement plan. I have no money saved up. I have nothing. And look at them. They're living the high life. They're living this. Listen, the one thing that I would tell you is what comes around goes around. Throw a boomerang, the boomerang's coming back. Those of you that understand biblical principles, it says in the Bible, it says, do not be fooled, God will not be mocked. So what a man sows, that is what he reaps. A farmer, take the concept. For those of you that don't believe, take the concept, take the principles for a minute. A farmer, when they plant, there's a farm, there's farmland, and on this farmland every year, one thing that we know is they're going to have strawberries. Is it during spring or something? They're going to have strawberries. I think he has blueberries out there, strawberries, but definitely strawberries. A strawberry patch out there. That same strawberry patch has a pumpkin patch out there too. And there's another farmer that has a pumpkin patch and collard greens out there. So we know during the time, and corn. So he grows corn, he or she grows corn. So we know during the season, we know we're going to see this corn, we're going to see collard greens, and we're going to see pumpkins. That's what we're going to see. On the other farmland, we always see strawberries because they open up. Matter of fact, I need to go there this year. But they open it up where you can go out there and pick your you pay to pick your own strawberries. There's strawberries out there. And during the fall, is a pumpkin patch out there. So little kids go pick out their pumpkins and stuff. But the farmer knows during this season, if I plant these seeds, this crop is coming during this season. So during this season, in order to make money off of my strawberries, I have to plant the seeds at this season, and then I will have strawberries in this season. Once that is over, once I plant the pumpkins, I plant the pumpkins at this season so that during the harvest, during the fall season, the pumpkins will be ready so we can open up the pumpkin patch, we can do the hay rides, and this is how they make their money. They understand seasons, they understand times, and they understand that the seed that I sow, I'm getting a harvest from those seeds. And I'm going to nurture that ground, but I'm going to get harvest. Think about that concept for a minute. A narcissist, what they don't understand is the seeds that they're sowing, they will reap the harvest in due season. There's a certain season where you have youth and you have beauty. And I talked about this before. Some of those somatic narcissists that depend on their beauty, and they're gorgeous and they're wonderful. As they get older, they start looking like the crypt keeper. And they still think they're beautiful. And they try to convince people that they're beautiful. And you're looking at this crypt keeper that's half crypt keeper and half Fire Marshal Bill. You guys remember Fire Marshal Bill? If you don't, look it up. The Crypt Keeper, you don't know what it is, go look it up and put Crypt Keeper and Fire Marshal Bill together. And this is what this narcissist look like. But you can't tell them that they're not beautiful. But there's a time and a season because they're going to keep all their beauty. People are not going to always think that they're charming, But the seeds that they're sowing at a certain season, what they don't expect is to reap their own harvest. They will reap their harvest. Those of you, when they're going to get their karma, as long as you're looking for it, you'll never see it anyway. And the thing about it is you're gonna torment yourself. It's not up to you to go look to see when they get their karma or when they reap their harvest. Leave that alone. Just know it will happen though. It will happen. Those pumpkins will start coming up. You're gonna know that those pumpkin seeds that were in there. But a narcissist will always get what they sow. And believe you me, they're soul hunters, and they have tormented and tore up so many lives, so many souls. You just happen to be one of the ones in that pathway. But I promise you, forgive yourself. They get what they sow. They're going to reap what they sow. Forgive yourself.